So morning we were discussing about toolboxes. Even Professor Mahajan was talking about FOSSI optimization toolbox, etc. So we have Professor Kannan with us again, and he will explain you about the approach how we should go about the toolboxes, etc. So Professor Kannan, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Vinita. So I'm basically going to talk to you about the method that we have adopted to build these toolboxes, the general method. And we have been able to use that approach for optimization toolbox, communication toolbox, and possibly some other thing also. We could even do a hackathon. Vinita, was the Scilab Toolbox hackathon covered anywhere? Are you planning to cover?
So after your session, sir.
After my session, so I don't have to spend too much time on that. I'll only show the slide. One
Yes.
slide. Okay, so this is a method that we have, we have adopted. It's not clear whether this is the only method available. There could be other methods to build toolboxes. Of course, one can always write the functions from scratch. Okay. So before I proceed, I would like to find out from the audience how the workshop is going. Are you all happy with the workshop? Are you learning things? Okay, thanks, Dr. Piyush. On my screen, there is a nice photograph of Archana Jain coming. How are you doing, Archana? Are you doing well? Okay, good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So where are you from, Archana?
Sir, I am from YMCA Faridabad.
Oh, you're joining from Faridabad.
Yeah,
I was going to say almost, wow, you're joining all the way from there, but then through internet, it doesn't matter. Distance is
Yeah. I attended that Bodhi tree also workshop also.
Yeah.
So I'm connected, but sir, actually I'm into controls and I want to take your some course on digital control and all. So how can I do that?
Yeah, so I have not been teaching the digital control. You've probably seen my book, right? Digital control book.
No, sir, there was some course actually on the T-Cube thing like that, but I couldn't get through the T-Cube for the T-Cube sponsored colleges. There were some courses. So in that it was mentioned, there was some course on controls.
No, there was never a proposal from me, but you can
on this. Yeah.
Look up my book by John Wiley and Sons. First, it was published in UK edition, but after that, we were able to bring it in low-priced edition in India also. It's available.
Right,
sir. That's the name of the book, so you can actually look it up.
Okay, sir. Right, sir.
So, so let's get started. I'm just going to. So it's going great. Benedict Shinku says, my questions are not being answered. What are your questions not being answered?
Okay, I'm joining from Nigeria, so it's morning in Nigeria. Good afternoon, Professor Kannan.
You're coming from Nigeria?
Yeah. So I'm happy. Yes, I'm happy for the opportunity to be in the workshop. I'm a new user to Scilab. And honestly, I see that it's going to help me a lot in my work. I'm a doctoral researcher in the UK, and I'm doing something on a simulation of a wastewater treatment plant and things like that. So I see that it's going to be very useful for me as an alternative to MATLAB. It's probably going to help me to understand MATLAB even faster and better. So I really wanted, I had questions to ask about how I can come back if I wanted more help. And then maybe the questions are not very professional questions. That's why they are being ignored. But I think I really want a follow-up, more like possibility of a follow-up. If there are more workshops organized by FOSSI, I would appreciate to attend. Okay. And I needed to know these kinds of things. Yeah.
That's an easy question to answer, not at all difficult. So what we do is we come up with new workshops from time to time. And when we do that, we inform all the people who attend the previous workshops. So if you're given the right email address, you will definitely get an email into that account. So you will definitely hear from us. Also, if you visit our spoken tutorial website on the Scilab page, you will see 30 tutorials. There is a lot of material. All of them are not getting covered in this workshop. One of the things we have tried very hard is to come up with material that is suitable for self-learning. And you would be learning during the course of this workshop a lot of things by yourself using spoken tutorials. And I'm pretty sure, how is your experience? Are you able to follow the tutorials and practice side by side? Benedict?
Yes, I have followed them. Actually, my professor in Nigeria, he recommended this workshop for me.
Yeah.
Because I am doing the PhD in the UK, but on part-time. So I have a professor in my home country as part of my supervision team. And he recommended this workshop. And I think I'm very happy to have attended, and I'm able to follow because he has also given me some introduction. So I'm able to follow, yeah.
So our spoken tutorials are created for self-learning. So I encourage you to do all the 30 of them that are on our website. And then one of the benefits that we expect by doing this is even for a beginner to say, yes, I'm able to reproduce everything. And it gives you confidence. Because sometimes people are, concerned. Am I good enough? Am I capable of doing? So the moment they can overcome that fear, yes, they can indeed do that. Then they have a lot of confidence. Then they can explore. After all, Google has all the information on Scilab or whatever you want. The moment you do the basic things, you do the, let's say 30 tutorials, you're able to reproduce all of them, your confidence should be very high. And then you will be able to try things on your own. This is something we expect. So that is one thing. The other thing is, even in these tutorials, we have been using the forum, timed discussion forum. I noticed that you people are reluctant to use the timed discussion forum. That's okay. But even in the future, you can always post a question. We monitor those forums and answer those questions, right? So I would want you to make use of the forum and benefit by that. And we will help. We will answer those questions. So supposing you are watching tutorial number 22 and you have a question at some point in the video, something is not working, not clear, post a question there. Go to the 20-second tutorial, let's say 4 minutes, 35 seconds. You choose the time in minutes, choose the time in seconds, and then 35 means between 4 and 5 minutes, 30 and 40 seconds. You choose that and you give a title for your question and then post it. Somebody will answer. Okay, we monitor the forums. If there are unanswered questions, we follow up and things like that. So things like that. So these are the ways we plan to do. Of course, we conduct new workshops. We will inform you. Is that okay? So you don't have to think that we are not answering your questions. You are, we may not know the answers. For example, what workshops we are going to conduct. One thing is, Rashmi is in the process of creating 8 tutorials on the GUI, right? You all like the GUI, right? You would like to have tutorials. So we are in the process of creating 8 more tutorials in the GUI alone, right? Similarly, there will be more tutorials on XCOS. I noticed that some people are saying that there are only 2 tutorials. But mind you, it takes a long time to create spoken tutorials. It takes about 10 times the effort to create a tutorial compared to a live recording. Live recording means I can come and talk without much preparation. I have to prepare, but not the kind of preparation you need in spoken tutorial. That you have to have short sentences. It has to be in correct English. It has to be simple English, and it has to make sense. There are a lot of rules that we follow in creating spoken tutorials. I would say it takes 10 times the effort to create spoken tutorials as compared to any other recorded, any other video recording, whether it is NPTEL, whether it is some other recording, our own classroom recording. Compared to that, spoken tutorials require 10 times the effort. Remember the novice check of the script that a beginner has to understand, so that going through the loop, it takes a lot of time and effort. And we have to make these suitable for beginners, which is not something we do. When I conduct a class, I don't have to worry about whether a beginner can understand. I taught something yesterday, today is a continuation of that. That's how I do. Also, I also say that, look, these students already are in the third year, already in the fourth year. They know the first 3-year material. Let me start. So I can't do all that in spoken tutorial. It has to be suitable for self-learning. So anyway, to cut the story short, we will keep you informed. And can we use these spoken tutorials as open source and give you our own voice over YouTube Classroom? Of course it is allowed, because notice that our tutorials are released under CC BY SA, Creative Commons share alike license, attribution share alike. So you can go and modify it. Only thing is, we will not call it spoken tutorial. You can use it. You can, supposing you find that supposing you want dubbing in Swahili, for example, or one of the African languages, you are very welcome to do that. In fact, we'll be very keen to work with you, Benedict. If somebody in Africa wants to dub these into your languages, we are ready to provide all the help. So things like that we can continue to discuss afterwards also. And I will write to you after this workshop is over. We'll see how we can discuss further. Okay, so I have a few things to cover. I know that there are some more questions, and maybe those will be answered later on. But let me share the screen also. So I will not take too much time. Hopefully I will not take more than the available time of about 10 minutes. I'll finish that. Okay, let's see. So how do we build the toolboxes? Because this is not having enough toolboxes is definitely one of the shortcomings of Scilab. We need to add more toolboxes. So we followed the method that I'm going to explain now. We identify open source software that have required functions. Example, Octave, Professor Kumar Appaya explained it on the first day. OpenCV, IT++, IPR, KineOR, etc. KineOR you would have seen in the morning, because using that we created optimization toolbox. Call them from Scilab using C, C++, etc. Proven code, for example, KineOR is highly tested, validated code. So by calling it, that heavy duty, highly efficient code becomes available to Scilab users. Okay. So proven code run very fast. So we wrote this paper. Shamika Mohanan was a staff member in our project, and think she after that she worked with us for some 4 or 5 years. Now she's working in Cambridge, UK, as a programmer because they were very happy about her skill set that she developed during her stay with the FOSSI team. So we are always on the lookout for good people who are good in programming and so on, who want to work with us, who can deliver things. And they work for a few years and they move on. So developing Scilab Toolbox is a multi-phase approach. We wrote this in IEEE Proceedings of Indian Control Conference. So I have opened this here. So let me take this up. Okay. So we'll keep coming back to this. These are available. These toolboxes, whatever we develop, are available as Scilab atoms, and optimization toolbox is already released. Now, you might have already seen the web page for this. So it's here. You can see that it is scilab.org, and it's 0.1 here, but 0.4 version is also here. You can download, and it might even have statistics. I don't know where it has the statistics. Okay, I think several thousand people maybe 10,000 people have downloaded. these all the versions of the Scilab toolbox. And then other toolboxes to be released shortly. They are at various levels, and the code is available for these. And the code is available from our webpage, scilab.in. In scilab.in, you can see that FOSSEE Scilab toolbox. In that, you have everything: optimization toolbox, signal processing toolbox, and so on, right? So this is something, this was the case when we wrote the paper. So let me go back to that paper and then, maybe it is here only. Did it open here on this? Did I minimize it? Okay, let me close this. Just once again, because this is disturbing telephone call. Too much of information. So let me just see. Let's go here. Let's open this. Here it is. Okay, it's also under scheme. So if you look at this table 1, this is what I said. Communication toolbox is created with the help of IT++ and Octave. Computer vision using OpenCV, Tesseract, PCL, and Octave. Image processing, optimization, signal processing, right? So we divided into 5 different lists. What are these? Functions that exist in Scilab. Just 1 minute. I'm not happy with this open. Let me open it in this software. Hopefully this will work better. So this is the first one. What are these functions that exist in Scilab? This is seen in column 2 of table 3. Anyway, we'll come to column 3, table 3 shortly. What is this? Table 1, table 3 is later. We'll come to that shortly. And then, so that means, so I'm explaining to you about how we get a MATLAB toolbox, equivalent toolbox in Scilab. Okay. So we have, so we are comparing it with MATLAB toolbox, and whatever is available in MATLAB as functions, we divide them into 5 lists. List 0 means it's already available in the Scilab toolbox. Okay. And what is list 1? It is not available in Scilab, but I have to call some external function. This is what I'm saying, a function of the external FOSS library, maybe FLOSS library, that exactly matches a missing Scilab function, that is list 1. And then we have a list 2. What is list 2? List 2 means there is a MATLAB function that has to be, that's not available in Scilab or in FOSS, but it is available through a combination of FOSS, not just one function call, but 2-3 functions. You have to bring them all together, make them work, and that is list 2. What is list 3? List 3 means these are some functions in MATLAB toolbox for which equivalent function is not available in Scilab, in FOSS, existing FOSS library like Kaino or Octave and so on. And even if you combine a few things, not possible, you'll have to write some more code. New function has to be developed. So that is list 3. And then of course there are another list available, list 4, that is some FOSS libraries have some functions, extra functions, not available in MATLAB toolbox. So if you think that they are useful, you call them, make them available, then what happens is you have functions in Scilab toolbox, extra functions not available in MATLAB. So to this extent, this toolbox will be, Scilab toolbox will be better than the MATLAB toolbox because you have extra functions. Okay. So this is list 3. So there are 2 ways to do that. One is to write native Scilab code, or there is an external FOSS library, and from Scilab toolbox, use Scilab wrapper, Scilab to FOSS library interface. This is how the work goes. Okay. And if you see here, this is what we had, optimization toolbox. Optimization toolbox, these 16 are the 16 functions available in MATLAB toolbox. Only 3 were available in Scilab. What we did was we found that IPOpt had most of these things. So we brought in IPOpt, we added Symphony so that this got included. Then YSI CLP got added so that we got these also. Okay. So that's how we do. and then we do the testing and all that as it is explained here. Now, for optimization toolbox, list 0, remember that list 0, list 1, list 2, list 3, and so on. Only 3 were available, 13 had to be brought in from other FOSS libraries by combining one or more. And there is nothing in list 3. So this is optimization toolbox, okay, where it is explained. Then signal processing. What are signal processing? So of course, this was the status at that time. Maybe we have a slightly better toolbox now. But once again, these are classified as list 0, 1, 2, 3. So these are the things available. Total functions are 256. Okay. So you can see list 3 means these are the functions not available anywhere, and yet it has to be rewritten from scratch. It has to be written from scratch. Out of the 90 got written, maybe we have a few more. Subsequent to 90, we added some more. Maybe only a few left. So signal processing toolbox is probably as good as optimization MATLAB toolbox. Okay. System identification toolbox. So we have done something. Okay. I think I have, yeah, communication toolbox. Communication toolbox had many functions not available in MATLAB, 208. Out of that, 89 got completed, probably some more, but we probably have quite a few functions to go. So we are actually looking for people who can create these functions for us and make them available to the public by augmenting the Scilab toolbox. So let me just see. This is the general method we are following. This is the Scilab toolbox hackathon. And I think, who's explaining? Rupak, are you explaining?
Yes, sir. In short, I will just say the process. Yeah.
Fair enough. So my time is till 3:30. I have finished.
Yeah.
If there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Let me stop sharing.
Sir, you could say this. I will skip that part. If you want, you can say this.
No, it's okay. I would leave it to you.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Can anyone confirm is line cut GUI based utility? Okay.
So it is an image processing domain question.
Yeah. Okay. Open source. Okay. Are there any new questions? If so, you go ahead and ask them, and some of them we'll be able to answer. Some of them either maybe we'll answer later, and or maybe some of them for some questions we may not have answers ourselves. So okay, then I'm going to hand over the mic to Rupak for talking about the hackathon.